start. So yung natapos, pero yung mga susunod natin ay meron pa rin ganon. So like determinants and matrices. Okay. So let's start with uh, introduction to simultaneous linear equation. So bali yung pinakaano natin is simultaneous linear equation or linear equation. Okay, so gagawa ko ng other slides. Okay. So solving ng linear equation, so meron direct method and indirect method. So yung nandito we have direct and indirect method of solving for, so wait lang ha. Gaussian. So iisa yung nailagay ko. So actually yan ay tatlo yung methods natin for direct method. So yung ating, when we say linear equation or simultaneous linear equation, that is, we have a linear which is two or more variables. So kadalasan ang sinosolve nito is yung like yung ating material balance, energy balance, etc. So yun yung basically or normally na yun ang application for this linear equation. Okay? So yan. Okay, so but before we proceed for direct method of solving linear equation or simultaneous, ay,
Yung nabunot. Thank you.
okay, so bago tayo pumunta dito sa ating Gaussian elimination, so bali tatlo yung direct method natin. We have Cramer's rule, Gaussian elimination, and Gauss-Jordan elimination. So para sa Cramer's rule muna tayo. So Cramer's rule is kadalasan ginagamit siya for finding the roots or not roots or uh, value of x, y, or z or any variable natin na unknown. So unang-una dapat ay the number of unknowns will be equivalent to the number of equation. So yun yung una nating need na i-consider kasi hindi natin pwedeng ma-solve ang isang set of linear equation kung magkaiba or hindi equal yung number of equation to the number of unknowns. So dapat laging equal or the degree of freedom ay zero. Okay, so sa degree of freedom dito sa ating linear equation, that is number of equation minus number of unknowns will be equivalent to zero para ma-solve natin ang mga unknowns. Okay, so especially ginagamit to for like mass balance and material balance para sa ating mga multiple processes. Okay? So yung normal na material balance o yung ating one process, let's say mass in mass out lang. So nasosolve siya normally ng normal na direct substitution and elimination. Pero if we're going to solve for a multiple process, so kailangan natin is itong one way to solve or one method to solve unknowns. Okay? Okay, so proceed muna tayo with Cramer's rule. Okay, so wait lang. Yan. So dito na lang ako
Yes, later.
Okay, so akin na lang siyang isusulat. Pero kung gusto nyong makita yung mga siya naman ay sa internet. Okay, so Cramer's rule. Okay. Okay. So Kramer rules, we have ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 equals d1. Okay. So let's say example, we have this.
Oh, 10 minutes lang extend. Sama ng loob.
Okay, so nag-ano lang ako which is a 3 by 3 or a 3 unknown. So mag-start tayo with 3 unknown. Especially ang Kramer's rule kasi ay sinosolve natin hanggang 4 by 4. Okay, pero nasa inyo naman kung kaya pa namang isolve kahit 5 by 5, so pwede naman. Okay? So ayan ko lang yung ah, possible na given for Kramer's rule.
Paano daw pag i-drop yung Torah? I-drop yung dalawa. Hindi kasi pwede yung i-drop yung Torah.
Ayan. Kadalasan ganito yung given or we have four labis na pala.
Ito, sepa saka particle. Kung i-drop mo yung sepa, hindi mo makuha particle. Kung i-drop mo yung particle, okay lang yung sepa. Yung particle, si sepa naman. Itanong mo ka next time.
Okay, so we have three unknowns, three equations. So ito yung to solve the Kramer's rule. So this is just an application for determinants. Okay? So ang kinukuha lang natin dito is yung ating mga number equation. Okay? So kung i-rewrite natin siya into a matrix form, we have that A1, A2, baligtad po. O nga, A2, A3, then B1, C2, C3. Ayan. Then we have that D1, D2, D3. Okay? So, ganito yung magiging matrix natin when we are solving for a three equation, three unknown. Okay? So, ang tawag dito is simultaneous linear equation ha? Simultaneous linear equation. Okay? So, ginagamit natin sa pag-solve ng simultaneous linear equations more on matrices. Okay? So, ganito natin siya i-rewrite yung ating ano. So, dapat align niya yung lahat for x1, for x2, and x3. Ibig sabihin, itong portion na to ay x1, x2, and x3. Okay? Okay, so yan. So, okay, so first is kailangan muna nating makuha ang determinant. Okay? So determinant of this A, B, and C o itong nasa part ng left side. So ibig sabihin, kailangan muna nating makuha yung matrix nung portion na to, which is, that is, ito. Okay? So pag nakuha natin yung determinant nito, kailangan naman nating makuha yung para sa x, y, or x1, x2, at saka x3. So to get x1, kailangan nating kunin ang determinant nito, pero papalitan natin yung A with D. So, that is depend kung ano yung ating kinukuha. Kung kinukuha natin ay x1, ibig sabihin, papalitan natin itong A1, A2, A3 nung D1, D2, D3. So, this will become D1, D2, D3, then copy B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So, pwede kayong gumamit ng any method in solving for determinant. So, pwede kayong gumamit ng basket weave method, ng okay. Then, i-over natin siya nung ito naman. So, ibig sabihin siya ay A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, then C1, C2, C3. So ito yung para to get your x1, we just solve this determinant of the matrix wherein papalitan nyo yung A with D, then ito yung normal. Then to get naman para sa x2, ang papalitan nyo naman ay yung B1. Ibig sabihin, copy lang ang A1, A2, A3. Then, sa halip na B1, kasi ang B1, yun yung nasa x2, di ba? Ito. So, yun naman ang papalitan. Ibig sabihin, parang kukuha kayo ng apat na determinant. Okay? So, C2, and C3. So, divided by, we have the same. Kung ano yung determinant nitong lahat na to, o yung ating ilalim, so, lahat yon. So, pare-parehas. Okay? Ayan. Then, para sa X3, so, pag naman X3, ibig sabihin, kung ano X3, so, ating papalitan. So, copy lang, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, then D1, D2, D3. A1, A2, A3, then B1, B2, B3, then C1, C2, C3. Okay? So ito yung ating gagamitin na formula para sa Cramer's rule. So ito yung pinakamadali kasi we just direct substitute with the determinant. So kung ano yung sinosolve natin na determinant na 3 by 3, so you may use the basket weave, the pivotal, the cofactor, or pwede rin ang elementary row operation. Nasa sa inyo kung anong pwede nyong gamitin, especially pag 3 by 3. And this Cramer's rule is applicable only for 2 by 2, 3 by 3, and 4 by 4. Kasi nga medyo pag 5 by 5 kasi normally, pwede naman din but pwede rin siya pala hanggang anything. So normally, ang gagawin nyo lang is you have to make sure to use the appropriate formula para sa determinant, which is pwede naman ang maalin dun sa apat. Okay? So let's try to solve na. So try natin. So ako yung mag-ano lang ha, hindi ito yung possible na walang sagot or titingnan lang. Let's say we have x plus y. Ay, palitan natin, wag y. x1 na lang, mga x1. Kasi pag normally, pwede naman din xy. Okay. So let's have x1 minus x2 plus x3 equals negative 4. Then 2x1 plus x2 minus x3 equals 2. Then negative x1 minus x2 plus x3 equals 3. Then, ayan. So, check natin if masosolve natin yung ating linear equation. Okay, so try ninyo rin sa inyong seat, kung nasaan man kayo, kung kayo nakahiga, kumakain, nakaupo, or anything. Okay, so try to solve natin. Ito hanggang December napalitan na sa bago ang user ng Okay, so una is kailangan nating i-convert muna yung ating equation into a matrix form. We have 1, negative 1, 1, 2, 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, 1. Okay? Then, ilagay rin natin yung para sa D, negative 4, 2, at saka 3. Okay, so first is, kailangan natin kunin yung matrix. Ito. So, since possible na you may use the calculator, so pwede naman siya direct muna sa calculator. But normally, in exam, you have to use, kasi nga, hindi siya ganun, or, so di ba yung ating kadalasang sinosolve last time sa ating dito is normally ay with I or different, or may mga cosine or anything. Since ito is for number, so you may use the calculator. Ano nga sa inyo calculator? If what is the determinant? So ang tawag dito is like determinant. So D na lang. Then ito is dx1. Then dx2 and dx3. Ibig sabihin that is the determinant nung ating x1 na kinukuha, then x2 and x3. So paki-check nga naman, then pa-voice out kung ano ang determinant nito. So ano na lang, paki-open your kung sino yung gustong sumagot, Sir Coco, anong iyong sagot? Sir Coco, anong sagot? Letter D, yes. Ano yung yes or no? Okay, na lang ha, paki-open ang mic, then ayan. So paki-check your calculator kasi pwede natin gamitin ito. Naman siya is kaya naman siyang gamitan ng calculator. So maliban na lang kung may mga complex numbers or symbols or letters, so mahirap siyang gamitan ng calculator. So you may use your calculator for finding the matrix. Okay? So since this is a number, what is the?
Sir, negative 3 po.
Negative 3? So, doon sa iba, negative 3. Tama ba? Wait lang. Negative 3 daw. Okay. So, para naman sa dx1, so itong portion na to, papalitan natin ito ng negative 4, 2, at 3. So, ito. Papalitan lang natin yung first column ng negative 4, 2, at 3. Then, find again the determinant. Pwede bang mag-censor ang mga copy lover? Okay, so paki-open na lang ng mic yung nakakuha na. So bali ito yung pinakamadaling method sa ating simultaneous linear equation kasi more on pwedeng gamitan na natin siya directly ng calculator. Pero kung like example, siya ay may I or may kung ano man other, so you cannot use a calculator. But since this is normally ay numbers, ayan, kaya possible na siya ay calculator based.
Approval? Approval or parang
Sir, yung determinant po pala ay nung una po, yung D lang po pala ay 0 lang po pala siya. Nagkamali lang po ng type kanina sa calcu.
Sa zero to.
Yes po.
Sure. So ibig sabihin ay hindi pwedeng kunin ang sagot. So palitan natin. Pakipalit na lang ito, gawin natin 2. Kasi ibig sabihin hindi siya pwedeng hindi kasi pwedeng ang derivative ang determinant ay 0. So, pakipalit mo na tong ating third column. So, pag 0 kasi ang naging ibig sabihin no solution. Yun ang ibig sabihin. No solution yung ating sagot. So, kailangan nyo is x1, x2, x3 natin.
Positive 3 po, sir, yun.
Okay, positive 3. Next naman is papalitan natin itong portion na to. Ito. For x1 ay yung negative 4, 2 at saka 3 para sa first column. X1, yung nakakuha na ng dx1.
Negative 2 po.
Yes, negative 2. Same answer with my calculator. So next naman ay dx2. Okay, for dx2,
3 po, sir.
3. Tama
Yes
ba?
po, 3 po ang nakuha ko po.
Sure? Any other?
27 po ba?
Yun, 27. So, pakicheck ng iyong nailagay na baka may nagkamali ka ng sign kasi konting mali lang ng sign na ilagay natin sa calculator is magkakamali na. Okay? So, 27 din yung nakuha ko. So, pakicheck dun sa So, next naman is yung dx3.
$17 po, sir.
17. Okay, 17. Correct. So, after nating makuha yung D o yung para sa ating left side, then dx1, dx2, dx3. So, proceed na tayo sa kanyang x1. So, x1 is dx1 over d. Okay? So, we have negative 2 over 3. So, ito na yung sagot. So, para sa sa x2, we have dx2 over d. Okay? So, lagyan natin ng pinakaganon para automatic siya ay ano ba tawag dito? Determinant. Okay, so we have 27 over 3, which is 9. Then you have your x3. We have dx3 over d. Okay, so we have 17 over 3. So, ibig sabihin, itong tatlong ito ang ating answer. Okay, so nakuha ba? So, ganun lang ang ating Cramer's rules. At ito ay pinaka-madaling way sa pagsosolve ng linear equation. Okay. So, pero naman sa meron naman tayong system of linear equation. Meron tayong equation part. Pero hindi natin siya pwedeng gamitin in terms of calculator. You have to use the Cramer's rule to find your x1, x2, x3. Okay? So, pwede naman siyang 4. The thing is, meron kasing mga calculator na meron lang or kaya lang gamitan ng 4x4. So, paano yung 3x3 lang? Okay? So, normally sa board exam kasi hindi pwede yung may 4x4. Kaya make sure na maaga pa lang, palitan nyo na agad yung calculator nyo para hindi yung magpapalit Siyempre, mababago na ulit yung inyong calculator, mas iba. So make sure na kung ano yung gagamitin nyo na, so yun na yung gamitin nyo. Okay? So meron bang question about Kramer's rule? Okay, so ito yung Kramer's rule kung gusto nyong so meron man siya sa internet kaya no need naman. Okay, so ayan. So, same lang din naman. Okay, so proceed tayo sa second methods which is gagamitan natin nung elementary row operation. So kung ano yung sinold natin kahapon, so yun yung ating gagamitin to find pero may different na konti. Okay? So kung may konting difference. Okay? Kasi wait lang. Okay, so ito na. So punta na tayo. So meron tayong dalawang methods or we have direct and indirect method. So si direct method ay Gaussian elimination and Gauss-Jordan. Okay? So the difference is yung Gaussian elimination natin. So ginagawa natin siyang normally na upper triangular matrix or natin siyang convert. The same as in our Gauss method o yung ating elementary row operation. So, the same lang siya with Gauss elimination. So, the difference is we are solving for the unknowns or yung ating sinosolve natin yung set of linear equation to find the unknowns. Okay? So, kahit ilang unknowns ang pwede nating isolve using the Gaussian elimination. Kasi nga, di ba yung ating Gauss method or yung ating elementary row operation ay pwede kahit ilang variable. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawang steps sa pagsusolve ng Gaussian elimination. Number one is yung forward elimination of unknowns. So, by this, so, from the point na Okay, so try to solve nga muna to. So try to solve using Kramer's rule. So bago tayo pumunta sa sunod. Okay? So pwede kayong gumamit ng calculator. So ito siya, ayan. Negative 2x. So pag sinabing pag wala dito, ibig sabihin, zero yung coefficient ng y dito. Okay, so same lang din siya, XYZ lang ginamit dito, pero siya ay pwedeng X1, X2, X3. Okay lang. Okay, so try to solve. Then, i-post nyo lang dito yung answer dito. Yung X, Y, and Z. Okay, so pwedeng hindi nyo na ilagay yung itong D negative 44. Hindi no need. Yung X, Y, and Z lang. Okay? So no need to ilagay. Hindi alam ang English. Okay? So basta yun ay yung X, Y, Z lang. X, Y, Z ang need ninyong maging sagot. Okay, so pakiano na lang. At next tayo, we have, ito naman mag-introduction lang ako para pagdating natin next week ay diretso na for next week. So, yun na yung coverage ng ating midterms. Okay, kasi 8 week na next week. Kasi yung ating quiz ay good for 1 hour. So, meron tayong 1 hour na para sa Gaussian and ano. Okay, so Gaussian elimination, wala na. Ayan. Okay, so ito ay medyo complicated yung pagkuha ng Gaussian dito. Pero ito yung ano, yung example. The upward velocity of rocket is given by 3 different times. So merong given a time, then we have velocity. Then at 5 seconds, we have 106.8 meter per second. Then at time 8 seconds, we have 177. So ang first natin gagawin is paano ba tayo magkikreate ng ating data or ang ating velocity data. Kasi kailangan nating magawan muna to ng polynomial o ng ating kung saan yung regression. Okay. So since this is second order or yung tinatawag na second order polynomial, so ang data natin kasi is tatlo. So pag tatlo, possible na ang data, ang ating magiging regression dyan ay second degree polynomial. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, we have that b is equals to a1t squared plus a2t plus a3. So yun yung possible natin if we have that 3 data. So pag 2 data, we have, ang magagawa natin ay linear. Pero pag tatlo, we have quadratic. So magiging quadratic equation to, 'di ba? Then using the time at saka velocity, so makakakuha tayo ng ating matrix. So ang matrix natin ngayon ay we have ito is equals ito velocity. Okay? So ito naman is ito yung kinukuha natin. Ito yung nakalagay dito. You have 25a1 plus 5a2 plus 1a3 equals 106.8. Okay? So mas ano ko sa inyo, papaliwanag ko ng ayos pag nandun tayo sa face-to-face kasi mas madaling gawin sa face-to-face compare dito. So ang ano ko lang is kailangan nating gamitin itong equation na to para makakuha tayo ng mga coefficient. So ito kung mapapansin niyo, we have that 5t squared. So yung t squared natin times a1, we have 25 kasi 5 pa lang yan. Pero pagdating dito sa second row, so we have 8 ang time natin. Kaya t squared is 64. Then plus a2t, that is 8. Then a3, 1. Until 12 seconds, which is 12 times 12, that's 124. Then plus 12 a2 plus 1 equals 279.2. So ito ngayon ang ating makukuhang value. So ang need natin is ano ba yung value ng A1, A2, A3. So dito sa portion na to, makakapag-create na tayo ng equation which is this is the model equation for this data. So ito yung ang application kasi nito, itong ating equation na to para sa Gaussian elimination and Gauss-Jordan is to find the model equation for the given data. Especially, let's say example, when you have your research. So isang paraan to find your although meron na tayong mga statistical tools na ginagamit to find the model equation. So ito yung pwede niyong gamitin or pwede siyang isolve using that Gauss elimination or Gaussian elimination. Okay? So, isang application pa rin dito is pag-solve ng material balance. So, napakadami na agad na inyong makikita with respect to the or finding or using that Gaussian elimination in solving the simultaneous linear equation. At sa next week natin, so we have that idediretso natin to, which is isosolve na natin siya. So ang pag-solve natin is i-zero natin to. Okay? So i-zero natin to, then kasama ito pag ating siyang sinosolve. 'Di ba we have the neuro 1, neuro 2. So ganon. So yun yung ating pagsosolve for finding your A1, A2, and A3. So using Gaussian elimination or elementary row operation. So meron din tayong tinatawag na indirect method. So ang indirect method is ginagamit naman natin nasa ba yan? For Gauss method. Ayan. So Gauss-Seidel and Jacobi yung ating ginagamit for simultaneous linear equation. So this is meron tayong ang tinatawag nating iterative method itong ating Gauss-Seidel. Okay? So when say iterative, that is repetitive or repetitive calculation. So siya ay indirect method. Okay? So yun muna for today and hanggang dito lang yung ating pinaka midterm. Okay? So yun. So para sa iba, paki-recheck na lang. Ayan. So tama naman yung sagot. So make sure lang ma-solve ninyo yung iba, solve din. Okay, so yun lang for today. See you all on Monday for your quiz and we have that. So yun nga pala send sa akin yung kung gustong need or yung gustong kumuha ng printed copy ng module. So that is around para nasa mga 5 pages ata yun. So sabi na lang sa akin or bigay sa akin ng list ng gustong kumuha. Kasi para yun lang yung aking ipiprint. Okay? So, yun. Yes, sige. Bye-bye. Sige, see you all on Monday.